Yo, what's good guys? Confess CS back again with another video. But before we start, just a quick disclaimer, this video isn't financial advice, it's simply an in-depth analysis of the two main ways of now getting a knife in Counter-Strike. Opening cases and doing trade-ups. We'll look at the math, the odds, and how both methods work, not to tell you what to do with your money here, but to understand why one looks better right now and why that probably won't last for too long. Because in the CS economy, anything that seems too good to be true usually doesn't stay that way. So, let's break it down. So, in case you didn't know yet, I'm still giving away a 5-7 monkey business. It's going for around 10 to 12 euros right now, and the winner will be drawn on the 15th of November. This week's giveaway. You can comment, like, subscribe under this video or the last one, and I will draw the winner accordingly. So, let's go. First of all, there's the case method. We all know that, we all love it. So here are roughly your odds. 80% chance for a blue, 16% chance for a purple, 3% for a pink, 0.6% for a red, and only 0.26% for a gold. In this case, a knife. So based on current market prices, the expected value per case is about 3.48 euros. So you're paying 6 euros and 37 cents. So your ROI is just 54.6%, meaning you lose about 45% every time you open one. In other words, case opening is still a casino just as much as trade-ups, and in this case, it's not even a winning bet here. And now for the second method, the trade-up method. We are looking at an example here. I've gathered the information that we need for the Chroma 3 collection, for the entire Chroma 3 collection basically. I took the lowest market listings. For the field tested variants though, because most of the times, as I'm going to show you here, you're getting field tested skins and otherwise something above it or something below it. So we might as well just take the middle so that I don't have to count everything else. And compile the datasheet here. Now let's look at it. So you buy F5 M4A1S Genticus Fires Covert skins at about 122 each. So roughly 610 euros in total. Put them into a trade-up contract and you're guaranteed a gold item, meaning a knife from that collection, from the Chroma collection. The average knife value right now is around 713.50. The number comes from csroi.com though, which tracks live case and skin returns. Yeah, I haven't checked it yet because there's just so many knives. Yeah, we have to use this data now. So yeah, that's much faster than calculating every knife price manually, and they're kind of accurate. Of course, it's so much movement in the market right now, you can't really have it one-to-one, but yeah, it's as good as it gets. So that gives you a pre-tax ROI of 116% or a profit of about 103 euros. On paper, it looks fantastic. There's 17% gain and a guaranteed knife. Now, to be fair, you can also hit a gut knife rust code, which would leave you with around 50 euros basically, and you're completely broke after this. So take this with a grain of salt as well. But here's another catch. Steam takes a 15% cut when you sell anything, and those are Steam prices except for the extremely high tier knives. So that 713.50 knife only nets you about 606.48 if we are being fair here. Compared to your 610 euro cost, that drops your ROI from 117% to about 99.4%. So basically 100% break even. Yeah, trade-ups look profitable, but after Steam tax, the profit margin disappears almost completely. Now let's make it fair. Equal budget comparison here. What if you spent that same 610 euros on cases instead of doing a trade-up right now? That's about 96 cases, giving you an average of 77 blues, 15 purples, 3 pinks, half a red, and 25% chance to pull at least one knife. So the total expected return from all that is 337 euros, meaning you'd lose about 274 euros on average. So even though trade-ups aren't profitable after fees, they still destroy case openings in terms of efficiency here. Now let's go to a more extreme example. So let's take the statistical knife. Now, what if you wanted to statistically open a knife from cases? Of course, that's never guaranteed. Even if you open 391 cases, you might as well end up with nothing. But in average, you need, as I said, 391 cases costing around 2,500 euros. Along the way, you'd also pick up about 313 blues, 62 purples, 12 pinks, 2 reds, worth roughly 1,360 euros in total. So even with all of that, you'd still be down around 1,130 euros per knife on average. That's the brutal math behind case openings. And now, the reality check. Here's where things get interesting. This trade-up advantage probably won't last long, in my opinion at least. Right now it looks good because covert reds are still relatively cheap compared to the knives they produce, but reds are incredibly rare. Even opening 96 cases doesn't statistically guarantee you a single one, as I've just shown you, sorry. As more players start doing trade-ups, the supply of reds will dry up and their prices will rise. We've seen that and we're probably going to continue seeing this. Once that happens, the profit margin we calculated here will vanish, and trade-ups will go back to being slightly negative AEV, just like case openings. So, conclusion. Are trade-ups still worth it? Compared to cases, absolutely. You lose far less money and you're guaranteed a knife. But in the long run, probably not, because the market seems to be correcting itself here. Again, this is not financial advice, it's just a look at how both systems work and how they differ. In the CS economy, the numbers always balance out eventually, and at least in history. For now, though, trade-ups are the smarter way to roll the dice. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdowns useful, drop a like and a subscription for more CS economy deep dives. So thank you for watching and see you guys.